Hello everybody, this is John with NAPCO Access Pro. In this brief video we will be discussing how to configure CA4K to send email and SMS notifications. In CA4K we're going to go into System, click on System Settings, head over to System-Wide Settings, click on Script Servers, and we want to enable Use Scripting, press Save. If you do not have a workstation name here, you can press Add and click on this machine and press OK to add the script server, and your local PC name will be displayed here. And you can press Save once that's complete. And then let's go ahead and head over to messaging. So this is where you will configure the email server name and the port and the address and the password that you'll use. You can use your own SMTP email server if you have. That's something that you would need to test at your own discretion. In this example, we're going to be going over setting up with a Gmail account. So these are all the default server name, the server port, the email from address, and the email password. Just very important about the email password, this is not the password you use to log into your Gmail account. It's actually an app password is what they call it. You would have to set this up in your Google account settings, which I'll show you how to do here. So we'll go head over into you need to log into your Gmail account, go into your account settings, and we can search for app passwords. And we'll open up this application here. Okay, once app password is opened up, it'll allow you to create a new app password, and we're going to type in CA4K for this example, and then press create. So this password is only shown once, so you need to copy and paste this and make sure that you save this in a safe location, as again this password will only be displayed once. So we will go ahead back into CA4K, and I'm going to go ahead and paste this password in here and press save. Again, so this is the app password. It is not an email password that you use to log in. So as far as the SMS provider settings, which are displayed below, I have one that we're going to go over here is for Verizon. And based upon your customer's cellular provider, you will need to have a different SMS provider set up for each of the carriers. You know, for example, if you have Verizon, you need one for Verizon, one for AT&T, one for T-Mobile. So the way that CA4K sends the notification, if you're going to choose to use SMS, is that it sends it to the email to text MMS address, email address, which I will go over. So we do recommend sticking with email, as it's probably the easiest method, as the SMS provider settings could change. Some of them get discontinued, so you really want to use it with caution. Make sure you're testing it properly, and as I said, going over each provider one at a time will ensure that your customer gets the notification, because there is a character limit when you're using an SMS address to 160 characters. So like in this example, I'm using Verizon's MMS address, so that will allow a little bit more than those characters there. So again, each provider might have different rules and parameters to follow. So again, we do recommend using email, but you can use SMS here, and we'll show you how to do that here. So if I click on the SMS provider, we're simply just providing the name, and we're giving the server URL address. So this is very important here, as each carrier will have a different server URL. So if you go to a search, I just simply typed in email to MMS address, you'll see the common MMS gateway domains. So the way it works, it's their mobile number and then this domain, this SMS domain or MMS domain. So the one that I'm using is here, the vzwpix.com, which again has a little bit more characters than the vtext.com, which is for regular text. This is the address for T-Mobile. So if I was using T-Mobile, I'll be using tmomail.net. If AT&T, I can do mms.att.net, and so forth, depending on the carrier. So if we go back into CA4K, I have it set to vzwpix.com. My SMS type is email, and this is the same information that you're typing in for your email settings. So again, I'm using Google Gmail in this account, so I put my SMTP server, my email address, the port, and once again the password here is the app password here. So we want to make sure that in this field as well, that we're copying and pasting that app password in there, and then you will press save. So this is showing you, setting up your email account, and also if you're choosing to use SMS. And a good way to test this now in the system is if you go into your local C drive, go into Program Files x86, Card Access 4K, click on Tools. There's a program here called Card Access Customer Service, and the password here is all capitalized CTS 4000, and then you press OK. And this utility has an option to check email profile. So here, as you see, it's already populated my SMTP server. The from and the to you have to specify. So I'm just going to put in the to and from address here. And the port obviously is 587. And in this one, in order to test this, you need to enter in the password. Once again, we're using the app password for a Gmail account. If you were using your own SMTP server, then obviously all your information will need to be entered here correctly. And then you could press send email. And you got email message sent successfully. So obviously if you had a setting incorrect, this is a great tool to use to verify that it's working. Once again, you must put the password in, even though it says optional here in the port. Make sure that these are entered so that the system knows to grab this information here appropriately. So, and that's again a great tool to use to check out and make sure your email settings are working. And just a couple of the benefits to using the CA4K email or SMS notifications is that if you're using Bluetooth credentials or in the future NFC credentials, you'll be able to send these notifications directly to your customer's email. Again, that's the preferable method. If you like also to use your SMS providers, as I mentioned, you can add these into the system, so that's also a great feature. And also we do have the ability to generate events and alerts based off of many events in the CA4K software, from badge valids, inputs, relays, so forth. We have extensive library of notifications that can also be configured, which is a great use for CA4K and the notifications setup. Again, this is John with NAPCO Access Pro on how to configure CA4K to send email and SMS notifications. Have a great day.